What's up, y'all? So, the US economy is in trouble. And let me give you a perfect example of why I say that. Let's use a company like, say, Ford. And Ford came out and said that they just sold the most cars in the history of the company the last quarter. They sold more cars than they ever did. And the company's been around for 100 years. You know that's great, right? That's a good thing. But if you look closely at the books, you find out that Ford did not sell those cars to, say, consumers. Instead, the company bought those cars back. They didn't sell them to anybody, they just bought them back and reported it as sales. If you saw that, would you think Ford was doing good? Would you think Ford was doing bad? Would you think Ford was in trouble and they're not telling us the truth? Chances are you would think something's wrong and Ford isn't doing as well as they led us to believe. Well, that same philosophy, same scenario is happening to the United States. So that's not going on with Ford. That's going on with the US right now because the US issued treasuries to be sold to other countries and individuals, and they didn't sell as much as they would have liked. So the US turned around and bought back billions of dollars worth of treasuries, billions of dollars worth, bought them back. And no one's talking about that. We are being distracted from what's going on in the US economy with various other stories and hot topics that come out seemingly every other day. It's critical that you pay attention to what's going on with the US economy because it is not as good as people think. You can see with the dollar, things are getting more expensive. You see the layoffs, you see all these different things going on, and it's critical you pay attention. So while we may not be able to stop what's happening, you can protect yourself. And one thing you can do is consider purchasing precious metals like gold and silver. Gold and silver have been used as money for thousands of years, and up to say 100 years ago, gold and silver were used in the United States as currency, as money. So it's critical you know what's going on and start paying attention and protect yourself while you still can, because things are probably going to get a lot worse before they even tell us what's going on. So it's up to you to be proactive and get prepared as much as you possibly can.